Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome back to another episode of our free-to-play Gems of War Let's Play series. So it has been quite a while since we have bothered to do anything with this, but we have finally reached one of the main objectives of which we even created this account in the first place, and that was we created it around the time of Soulforge coming out. And of course Soulforge is the new, well then it was new, the new piece of content that allows us to basically craft any troop in the game, including most notably legends and mythics. Well, we have finally reached level 9 Soulforge, and we can craft the strongest troop currently in the game, which is, or at least for this early in the game, which is, of course, the Dragon Soul. We have it now, 4 Celestial Trait Stones, 5,000 souls, and 800 diamonds, of which we have a excessive surplus of. So let's go and finally get ourselves one and go over some early game teams. Now that we have this and can basically consistently farm souls without needing a Valkyrie or anything, we still can use the Valkyrie. But now that we have a designated soul farmer, we can go over to our hero and finally use some of our gems to get the other armor. Since this account is 100% free to play, we are simply getting the dragon armor and the celestial armor for both of their 100% bonus, since we are unable to get the death knight armor. So let's go finally get this, and now we will have 100% soul gain whenever we do souls. And to put this on, all we have to go is over to our armor bonuses, and somewhere's over here should be our armor, and there it is. Let's go switch over to that, and now we have a 100% soul gain. So let's go over some early game teams to go use with this guy. Of course, Dragon Soul is at this current moment in time the strongest possible troop you can have, basically below level 300. Anything later than that, it becomes slightly above average to average, but below that level, it is literally the strongest thing in the game. So yeah, we got ourselves one. Very easy to go craft this week, and it might come in quite a few additional times as well. Do keep in mind that the Dragon Soul is being nerfed slightly in the near future on next patch. What specifically they are doing is mainly getting rid of its mana shield for something else and getting rid of its final trait for something else. I'm not sure if they're touching the ability or not. Luckily, as a newer player, if they happen to not touch the ability at all, he's mainly only used for his ability. You don't really need the traits. What he does is he explodes a bunch of gems, and then he deals damage to all enemies, and then that's boosted by the number of dragons on a team. The main thing that makes this thing useful is the fact that this has a 3x boost ratio based on all dragons on the team. So if just based on itself, it is doing 11 damage to all enemies, and then if you have a full team of dragons, all 4 of them would be a total of 20 damage to all enemies. And obviously this early in the game, some things even only have 20 HP, and you can basically do that to 1 to 3 shots everything you ever face, and given that it generates quite a bit of its mana back, you'd be able to do quite a bit of damage while still accumulating mana. And on top of all that, you gain 15 souls, so it gains a really high amount of souls. This early in the game, you're not really doing anywhere near that much with everything you cast. Let's go level this thing just a little bit higher. One thing to note about its weird magic right now is it actually has as many explosions as it does magic. This isn't the case. It's, I forget the exact number, but I believe it is 3 plus its magic divided by 2, if I'm not mistaken. So right now that is 3, or divided by 2, that's 3.5. It gets rounded down, that's 3, and then it's 3 plus 3 for the 6 explosions. It's not a 1-to-1 to his magic, because you saw there it was 6 and 6. This does not go perfectly on the ratio. By the time you get him into late game, he does about 12 to 13 explosions, and about 15 or so in Guild Wars and such. But as a newer player, you can expect to have approximately 5 explosions on him, maybe a little bit higher than that, but once you get him leveled, I believe to 19. I can't do that at the moment. I believe he has either 7 or 8 explosions, definitely at least 7. But yeah, still pretty decent, even with that few explosions. We already know from things like Infernus how really effective just a few explosions can be, and on top of a really high damage source, that is very nice. Anyways, let's get into some teams. First things first, let's go to Divinian Fields. This is something that we can't exactly showcase too well this week, but we are still going to do it, and that is a Dragon Soul triple Warlock. Warlock is the cheapest troop in the game with Necromancy. You'd probably have all the trait stones simply just from completing out the why can I not remember what it's called? The Broken Spire Kingdom. Once you basically just complete that out, you already have enough to get Warlock up, so really easy to go and get his first trait. This gives you 50% extra souls from battle, and this does stack, so we have 3 of them, each one giving 50% extra. We could use them to cast as well, but for the most part, we're basically just going to be using the Dragon Soul for that purpose. We're set it to a +2 purple, +1 red. We just go rush his mana and just kill them out that way. We are pretty dependent on getting his mana up, so any instance where we're not able to get his mana, like right now, will slow us down a decent amount, but it will yield us a pretty competent amount of souls. Normally these things would be pretty good for cast, but we're not really going to focus on that, mainly just trying to get the Dragon Soul finally rolling. So he'll poke us here. Not really that big of a deal if he does end up getting it at all. Really baddish board right now. Let me go and poke this. Normally you'd be able to two-shot with a Dragon Soul onto the entire enemy team. This week it is not capable of doing so. The main reason being is he has a 10% bonus, but normally you can just double Dragon Soul this cast, get it up super quick, and then just go from there. Oh, probably should have taken the upper one first, so we could have gotten both of them. Oh well, not too big a deal. We'll go try... Actually, at this point, we might as well just kill them out manually. Oh wait, we can't, because then we don't get the other Dragon Soul cast. Ah, grr. But oh well. We will still get a pretty competent amount of souls. As you can see, there are 103 just for a single Dragon Soul cast. Not that bad at all. So we're gaining about 90-ish souls per cast on a Dragon Soul. Let me see if we can get just a little bit better there. And then we'll go show some more PvP, like, oriented stuff. But yeah, pretty easy. Just basically go straight into his mana, go from there, cast him, cast it again, and you're good to go. And that would normally two-shot this time. Oh, no, never mind. Even with 10%, he still dies to two-shot. What am I saying? Okay, that's good. Ideally, we'd get a double surge there. Of course, we're still earlier into the game, so our surge right now, I believe, is only about 30% chance. So really rare that we do get the double surge, but we just get most of our mana back from there, go into one more Dragon Soul, and that brings us to near max on the amount of souls that we would gain. We gained 34 out of it. Which would be, I forget what it is from there. I believe it's about 84-ish, somewhere around there. But all we have to do is just gain one more little poke. I don't know if he's going to give it to us or not. Yes, he does. Okay, so we can just take either of these two. Doesn't really matter which. Oh, is that enough to kill us? It almost is, but it's not. But just in case, let me kill it. There we go. Safety. Oh, but now I have to take the skull. Why? Why? It's going to make it so I have to. Well... This is what you get for not fully leveling a Dragon Soul, apparently. But there we go. You get the point. We get quite a bit of souls, that is for sure. Now, let's actually bring this to PvP, where we won't accidentally instantly do that. So let's get into a battle here. Quite a few of them are pretty high statted right now compared to our team score, because we are so under-leveled. But hopefully that won't be too big of a matter. So right here, we're going with an ultra-rare and lower team. Even though our team score is less than half of him, we should be okay. Let me see. Why is that banner on that? Is that even the correct banner? No, it is not. Let me go switch that. What are you doing, banner? Pretty much if you're in doubt of what to use for a Dragon Soul banner, that is the Dragon Soul banner. You might as well just call it that, because that is what it's used for. The +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow. Doesn't really even matter to team composition most of the time. It will work. As you can see, his stats are pretty high, but we have a secret weapon to try to help ourselves from that. Ooh, he can one-shot us, though. That is a little bit unfortunate. So we might not be able to get our buff up first. But... what we'll basically be able to do is get the Dragonian Monk. Dragonian Monk, of course, has a mass barrier, and this works particularly well earlier on in the game, since we can use this to protect ourselves from the very big hits that the enemy will be doing to us. Right here, we are going to have to let our Dragotar die. He normally gives us a really big attack buff, and of course, everything is going to go against our way. But let's go repick and try finding something closer to our score. Why must everything be so high right now? Okay, we'll go get something that won't instantly kill us. We are using only level 5s. I made sure to deliberately keep everything pretty low leveled. Just to kind of reflect where the amount of souls will be, because I know personally I like to put a little bit into everything. Normally when testing troops, you want to get everything to about level 5-ish or so, just so you have a little bit of stats, just so they won't die instantly. So here we have one who is still way above our stat line, but at least a little bit more realistic and not completely going to one-shot all of us. So we'll go straight into our buff. Really nice here. He has a boost ratio similar to this. We have two different boost ratios here. We have a boost ratio that gives us a 2 times to all it gives a huge attack and armor buff to all dragons, and then it's boosted by yellows at a 2 times for both the values. So every single yellow we take, we are getting additional 2 attack and 2 armor on every single dragon on the team. So we'll simply throw that to add a lot of yellows for Cascade, and as you can see, we just get a gigantic buff there that will keep us alive. The other one will give us barriers here in an X shape, and every single yellow we hit will also give us those will also give us all of those barriers. One of the reasons why a minus yellow banner doesn't really matter too much is because, well, I'm probably going to have to take a yellow here, but normally you wouldn't really be taking yellow too much. You'd be going straight into Dragon Soul every single time, and you would save the yellows for destroying. because you'd want them for both the 2 boost ratios that you have, and any backup would go into a dragon egg, which you'd use as a backup summon for when battles are going bad. So we'll just go take the skull right there, trying to get the last little bit of our mana that we need for a dragon soul. Looks like we have quite a bit to go. Seeing if we can get a okay X here. It doesn't look like we have anything too spectacular, but we can get a triple barrier here if I'm looking at that correctly, and it does appear to be so we'll go take that, get ourselves a triple barrier. Of course, it's on everything except the one we kind of needed on, but oh well. We'll go take that down, see if we can go get ourselves the last little bit of dragon soul mana. Doesn't look like we'll be able to close the full gap here, but looks like we'll just have to go and maybe go bait him out, see if he goes for the skull. We did. We could get the bait, so he'll go and take that. We'll just go and take this down here to not only get our buff, but the last of our dragon soul mana that is destroyed on both of them, so you do actually accumulate the mana. Everything we're doing board control wise is indeed destroy, so we'll get all the mana from there. And as you can see, to wipe, we do 20 full AoE every single cast, so very, very easy to just wipe everything out super quick. And we've gained a level. Okay, what do we throw this in? We're still going all even. That's pretty much what you do for the entirety. So we'll just throw that in again, get ourselves another even one. And let's go try the other team. Slightly higher rarity. Let's see, which one do we go for? We'll go for the slightly harder one this time. Then again, is that slightly harder? Because he actually has that one mythic in it, which is pretty bad. But we're going to be going into one that goes more into the mid-game. This one uses Epic and lower. We have the Dragonian Monk for the barrier sake, once again. We have the Dragon Soul right behind it for, of course, the mana and for our damage output. We have Astra for 2 reasons. If we ever get the trait stones for it, we could give it a magic link. It's also going to have immune to mana drain next patch. And other than that, it can convert out the blue, which we don't even use. And we can easily use this on something like purple to go get ourselves, or red, to get ourselves some Dragon Soul mana. And the Emperina is here for 2 reasons, if we could ever get the Fire Link. And also, it's full heal. It's the only thing that can fully heal another ally. So you can use this on Dragonian Monk or on the Dragon Soul to make sure it stays alive. This also synergizes if we were to ever get it with the Dragon Soul's huge trait, so that we can get a even larger amount of HP on it, because every single extra HP that it gets off the huge trait does still count as additional HP. Anytime it's an HP add-on, not heals, but HP add-ons of any kind will indeed count for full heals. And since an Emberina gives a full heal, let's say we end up getting 10 additional HP from this huge, we go up to 22, we then get knocked down to 1 HP, we then throw the Emberina at it, but we will then get the 22 plus the 9, and that would lead us to a 31 full heal when it heals back up. So we can get quite a bit of value out of a Emperina, and both of them are giving a +1/+1 to your Dragon Soul, which you can run with either red purple or a +2 purple +1 red -1 yellow, and this would give it so you can easily do a double surge into a full Dragon Soul, or simply do him in 3 turns, quite a bit easier than what you would normally be able to do. Of course, we don't have many of those traits, and everything here is a relatively low level. Actually, I think everything is level 5 other than the Dragon Soul, which is, well, that's level 6 and that's level 9, all very low. Of course, we could get a little bit more on that. Generally, with a Dragon Soul, you do want to level it to max as quickly as possible. I did want to show it just at a little bit of a lower level, just showing how absolutely devastating it is with pretty much nothing on it. It doesn't need traits, doesn't really need anything. All you really need is just this whole team of dragons, and you're good to go. Barely even that relevant on what those dragons are. As you can see, we'd get a pretty decent amount of mana right there. We can go throw a 4x barrier X, so he has a split damage, but he's just going to get barriered against all of it. We'll just go take the last little bit of our mana here, probably off a red. Actually, probably should have taken it on a purple, but doesn't really matter. That is almost enough damage just in that cast. And we have an Asha now. We will... Oh, no, he died! He didn't get his barrier enough. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Let's go see if we can get a convert. That'd be useful. Looks like purple would be it, so we'll do that right into our Dragon Soul. Get the final bit of mana we need. Surian is now telling us about the... Or Luther, whatever he is. We always call him Surian because that's the one that... the main developer uses as his little profile head thing. Anyways, he's telling us about enchant, which gives us 2 mana per turn. Apparently, that's the first time we actually ever used enchant on this account. Interesting. But yeah, all it does is give 2 mana per turn, as you can see right there, until we, until whatever is enchanted uses its ability, or until the enemy uses a dispel on it, it will last. So we'll just go throw a Dragon Soul here. Oh, that's also going to be particularly nice because they'll have mana burn protect, or mana, it'll have mana drain protection plus enchant, so that's going to be kind of cool. Anyways, we'll throw down a Dragon Soul. As you can see, we're easily getting max souls every single match. We're killing them out very easily with 20 full AoE to all the enemies. and we're still getting a competent amount of souls. We can even put some necromancies on our PvP teams if we truly wanted to. Personally, I don't too often, but earlier on in the game, you probably could get away with it since the battles are quite a bit easier, giving these dragon souls full 20 damage, or not 20. There's actually no dragon with a necromancy as of currently, but still, it'd be something like a 17 or a 14 if you were to put necromancies. But every necromancy you put on the team will result in less damage on your dragon soul, so do keep that in mind. But anyways, guys, that is basically what a dragon soul looks like earlier on in the game. No, we had a little hiccups here and there on some of the battles, but yeah, definitely make sure to get yourself one. It is a very, very potent troop, one of my favorite in the entire game, if not my absolute favorite. Great fun to use, great at soul farming, great at damage, great at pretty much everything, and it's not even trait dependent, so you don't even need to worry about the fact that you can't afford the traits. Anyways, guys, if you still have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.